Hi and welcome to Minion Squish's super quick review of the personalisation packs that were released today, 23rd of July 2013. Now, there was quite a sizable update with this personalisation pack, and you will find a link in the description that will give you some idea as to what kind of modifications have been made to the game. Secondly, I apologise for the croaky voice, but I've just recently gotten over the flu. Okay, let's begin with Aqua. Now, when I think of Aqua, I think of beaches and sea, and I don't think of this camo, but you might like it. As always, it's gone for bigger is better, so we're looking at the riot shield and the RPG. We're also going to be looking in each case at the ballista rifle, which you can see now, the MSMC, the crossbow, the M8A1, and the ballistic knives. And yes, Kelly, that is for you. Basically, we're going to have a really quick look at each camo in turn, because at the end of the day, life is just too short to watch six individual videos of camos when you could in fact just be playing the game. Okay, so these camos also come with calling cards, and you'll get a good idea of the calling cards just by highlighting them on your own TV. You'll be able to see a much clearer image than I can probably give you on here. The reticles, I've given an example in each case. You've got an ACOG, a red dot there to have a look at. And it's just worth me pointing out, actually, the one that I do like on here, the bubbles one that you would have just seen on the M8A1, for some reason, when you strafe with that dot sight, the sight moves quicker than the bubbles do. So I don't know whether they're going to patch that, or whether that's just something we're all going to have to live with. But next, this is probably probably going to be one of the most popular camos, and this is the Pack-a-Punch, and this is the one the community's been asking for a really long time now. And this is one of the camos that was actually found hidden within the files of Black Ops 2 some time ago. You may have seen a video circulating around YouTube to that effect. But if you're like me and you're a bit of a magpie and you like shiny things, this is going to be right up your street. Again, you can see here there's a really cool ACOG. I've put that on the ballista, and that really is quite funny. I quite like that. If you're wondering what the TFM stands for, that's actually the frag monkeys, and obviously that's why there's an emblem of a monkey with a frag. Need I say more? I do think that if you're going to spend 160 Microsoft points, this really is going to give you the most bling for your buck. And it does look pretty cool on the crossbow as well, which I have to say is one of my favourite weapons. Now, the next camo coming up is Rogue. It's only really described as a geometric design. There's really no other references, unlike some of the other guns that are meant to be inspired by post-apocalyptic wastelands and so on and so forth. But, I mean, it's still very attractive. I'm just not really sure what it's meant to be. Now, while you have a look at the riot shield and the FHJ and the other guns, as I mentioned, that we're covering in each of these camo sets, it is worth mentioning, I know some of my friends seem to feel that, a particular camo is lucky for them. And maybe you feel that, you get your best gameplays when your gun is wrapped in bacon. But what you may find is if you are a DSR user or a ballista sniper rifle user, the bolt action sniper rifles, or if you use an AN-94 assault rifle, it's not the camo that's suddenly given you bad luck. There's actually been a nerf to those guns. The bolt action sniper rifles have received an aim down sight penalty, and they will take longer to rechamber. Now this basically means that if you're going to go running around quick scoping, then if you don't get the shot right the first time, you're not going to have the time to reload your sniper rifle before you end up in a pile on the floor. In terms of the AN-94, that's taken a damage reduction. So everybody's favourite assault rifle really isn't going to be the powerhouse that it was. But what can you do? Now, that brings us pretty much to the sort of halfway mark, because the next camo we're going to look at is Breach. Now this is described as inspired by corrosion of a post-apocalyptic wasteland. And I don't know so much about the riot shield really, but the reticles do suggest that more than perhaps the riot shield does. But again, we'll have a nice close-up view of that and of the RPG. And you know, you'll have to judge for yourself. But it's not an unattractive camo, but I think really the reticles are the best feature of this pack. Some reticles can be completely impractical to use, and you know, you've got very little chance of hitting the enemy with them, you know, as pretty as they are. But these really are quite functional. I mean, you saw the ACOG there. The EOTech one, again, is a very useful sight. You know, they're actually sites you can see yourself using rather than them just sitting around collecting dust on your dashboard. And I mean, when we have a look at the M8A1, again, you can see the red dot sight. You know, absolutely nothing wrong with that. And again, we're going to have a look at the ballistic knives next. I really did have to include the ballistic knives in this weapons camo overview, just purely for my friend who's recently discovered the joys of the ballistic knife. And to be honest, you would have to pry them from her cold dead fingertips if you were going to separate them from her and get her to use a gun again. I think that's it now. But anyway, moving swiftly along, this is the Glam Pack. Now, they say that this is inspired by the fashion-lined streets of Beverly Hills. I'm sorry, I don't see it myself. This does not look like fashion-lined streets of Beverly Hills. It just doesn't look like fashion, full stop, to me. It looks a little bit more like a Dalmatian kind of pattern, to be honest. But, you know, each to their own. And, you know, this is not a bad ACOG site that we're looking at now on the ballista. It's not too bad. And please feel free to, you know, drop some comments in the comment box. Let me know which ones you like. Is 160 Microsoft points a good price? Is it too much? Should season pass holders get this kind of thing for free? Should we expect animated camos if we're going to be spending Microsoft points on them? Do animated camos in fact cause more lag in the game? Because, I mean, I suppose theoretically, if the file is larger because it's animated rather than being a static camo, that's a lot more data going up and down our broadband connections. So is that in fact, you know, making the lag in the game even worse? I'd be really interested to hear what you guys think, and so, you know, please feel free to drop some comments in the comment box. I will read them, but I may not necessarily be able to reply to all of them, but I'll do my best. Right, okay, last but by no means least, we've got the Coyote personalisation pack, and this is meant to be reminiscent of arid terrain of the American Southwest. Again, it's not a bad one. Again, static, it's not animated. This ACOG, a little tiny triangle, I think is a bit of a cop-out. It's almost like an afterthought. I think they could have come up with something a little bit more exciting than what I assume it's meant to be a teepee. But, you know, I think they could have done a little bit better. This isn't a bad site, the EOTech. Again, it's something you could actually use rather than being something that's rather impractical. The crossbow, it doesn't look all that spectacular in this camo. It's a little bit too dark, really. Well, we're nearly coming to the end now, so let me just say that I hope that this has been of some use to you. I've tried to make it as short as humanly possible and still give a reasonable overview of some of the most popular weapons, and, you know, also some of the largest ones, to really give a good idea of what the camo spread is like. If this has been of use, then please leave a like, or, you know, even subscribe for further videos. And as I say, leave a comment in the comment box, you know, if you want to get involved in the discussion. Okay, this is Minion Squisher, over and out. See you next time.